Odabo.
Odabo odi wakono atumarira lagbara olodumare atere kaye yebehia bium sanse ahade eye bebia eye ya man enti se yaba bibima ha no wo se wo se eye nuanom sanse yinina ya tuntumfo yinina ya bibifo.
Subscribe to Auntie Lily's channel.
Okay, can you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Okuniniba Mawia Kamban, also known as Nana Efia. I am from presently Mongpong, Aquapen Mongpong, in the eastern region, and I recently moved here permanently, is it 3 years ago? 2021. Wow. 4 years. 4 years ago, my husband and I left North Carolina, U.S., and moved here permanently. I've been coming here, though, since 1972. And so in 1998, I started a mission to bring others here to visit Ghana so that they could experience the culture here. They could experience what life was like even prior to colonialization. People tend to gauge things based on that, but there are still parts of Ghana that maintain their historic and cultural traditions, and I wanted people who were in the U.S. to understand that.
So originally, before you became Ghanaian, where are you from?
I came from America. Okay. Yeah, was born there, at least 8 generations there. But I'm from there, which means I've left that behind. Mm-hmm.
So for good, you're now Ghanaian?
Yes.
Nataki Kamba. Okay, I moved to Ghana in 2019, and I'm from also United States, so obviously this is my mother, my brother, my sister-in-law, my nieces and nephews. So professionally, I'm a business management consultant, so I help people with growing their companies, advertising, marketing, technology. And so because I can do that from anywhere in the world, I still do it from here, just in a more tropical environment, and I don't have to deal with winters in the U.S.
So how is life like since you've been around? How do you feel about Ghana?
My brother will tell you about his experience, which has been much more positive than my experience, but he speaks the languages, he does those kinds of things, so I think he has an easier time because I haven't learned the language and these kinds of things. I have a harder time. People see me, even today I was just stopped by the police. They just find reasons to bother me. So it's not been as great, but compared to living in the U.S., I would probably opt for here. But yeah, I mean, Ghana is still developing in a lot of ways. So I would just say I think people should experience it because you can't know until you come here, what it is. And yeah.
Yoruba.
Most of my viewers are tree.
Aya de ene ya betumi akatwi. Biba ko ale soro Yoruba, toripe mo bokwe ayina ogbo Yoruba. So we can speak in any of those languages. Ye frame obinfo obadele kambon, me obinfo I wo legon esuapon. Me chere abibi me kan abibi e chere se African studies. Teacher no aye kasa hon hwehwemu na me awo no. So as I mentioned, for anyone who may not understand Chi, I'm a professor at the University of Ghana Institute of African Studies. Now to me juma nkasa aye Abibitumi, but my actual work is Abibitumi, that translates to Black Power. You were Abibitumi Shamu, Meshankra, or Honona, Yatro, Abibitumi, Wenim. You were Abibi Fahodie Afashe. So we have an Abibitumi conference. We have the Abibi Fahodie festival. We say Abibitumi is a very similar idea to like in Yoruba. They'll say Ile, Adulawo. It's the land of those who are black in color. When we say Abibimai, it's saying the exact same thing, just in the Tree language. Afin so me boa Abibifwa, omo free amalonea, omo person ba Ghana. Teacher no omo person betina kura senia bea. In here, some call Omonchi, I will Abibitri and Abibisa. One of the main things I do is I help those who are interested in repatriating come back to Ghana. I also help those who are interested in Ghanaian citizenship. Anamusini, I friend Chiombore Kwa, also our Jumabi Artisai war. Burkina. There's also Ambassador Chiombore Kwao, who has a similar program for Burkina. Frano se Ombra Abibi Tumi so na onye nchirichirimu. We called her onto Abibi Tumi and she gave explanations about that. Yawo Omo Benin Omunso Mudisa Ajimano Ohima Doti Desir. There's Queen Mother Doti Desir who has a similar program for Benin. Mansa Fode, also about Sierra Leone. Also, there's Mansa Fode who has a similar program with Sierra Leone. And teacher no ne kura kura ne say omo ya bi before amu free amano ne amu person be Abibi mano enya Ghana nkwan sa mansini nkitwa abrofo ka say omo be chichema wo Berlin no eno de enya India enti enya dia SSA faso that these little fragments that they cut our land into at the Berlin conference, those weren't our decisions, so we don't have to follow behind those. Enti obi a person be Abibi mano ya wo hosera be ya betumi aboamo enti ne na yemfa ne tia wano no.
So how has life been for you as African American in Ghana?
So I've never been any type of American. I'm an anti-American. I'm not sure if you can comprehend when I say that. Because of it. So first off, a lot of us on an individual level, changed our names. In my case, no, I was born with my name Obadele. The king arrives at the house because my parents, they knew that because I'm the firstborn male, that I should have a name like Obadele. But on an individual level, a lot of us in the United Snakes realized, why do we have white people names? Because we're not white people. So a lot of people came to that conclusion on an individual level, but on a collective level, we're still willing to name ourselves after Amerigo Vespucci, which is when you say America, that's what you're naming yourself after, which makes absolutely no sense. So yes, and then also not only are you naming yourself after Amerigo Vespucci, it's all the crimes that have been done by the United Snakes of a murderer. You're also associating yourself with that. You're refusing to step out of the shadow of those criminals in that huge criminal organization called the United Snakes. So all the lynchings, if you're American, then that means that you are part and parcel of that. When you look at the murder of Nana Patrice Lumumba, the coup of Nana Kwame Nkrumah, all of those things are the dastardly deeds done by the Americans. So if you use an adjective in front of American, you're just saying, oh, I'm a black version of that. Black. So that's how the English language works. Oh, you could say, oh, I'm an African version of that. So that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So that's just to start off that I'm not any type of American, nor have I ever been. And this isn't like a new revelation. Growing up, when we would go to school, everybody would stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and we all sit down because we have absolutely nothing to do with that. So I remember when they had this thing about the NFL players would take a knee. I was like, this is not a new thing. Like, we would never stand up for the national anthem. We could be wherever they're playing a sporting event. We're sitting there like, these criminals, we are not going to sing for them. We are not going to do anything for these lynchers, psychopathic racial personalities. We won't do anything to salute any of their things. But being here is very fortunate that I can be around nothing but black people 24/7. That is what I enjoy. I can have a vehicle made by black people. I can use phones made by black people. I can be on platforms exclusively for black people. So I'll invite you to my platform because I know you're on YouTube, but we can even add a black platform. We have Abibitumi TV. Abibitumi is black. Abibitumi, like I mentioned, Black Power, and then TV. And what's great about it is that you not only control your own content, but you get 90% of all revenue that you bring in. So imagine you have, I think, 26,000 subscribers. Imagine you do one single video for $5 and you tell all of your loyal subscribers, go and check out this new video. It's kind of like a Patreon model, but better because you get 90% of anything that comes in instead of the crumbs that, YouTube gives black people. Not to, make you feel any type of way. But I'll tell you like it is. So if you put the mic in my hand, then I'll just tell you what I think. Otherwise, you're like, all right, give me the mic. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, that's how I roll. So so I enjoy being around black people and actually making it stick that this is Abibi Mine, the land of black people. Ila Adulawa, the land of black people. Farafina, the land of black people. So like in my own home, no non-blacks are able to set foot on that space. And for me, here in Ghana. Right. And for me, what we need to do is have more of those quote unquote safe spaces or liberated zones, as we may call it, where, people know when they see the red, black and green flag, this is a black space. This is really Abibi Mine. Because people, when you call it Africa, you're naming it after some Latin term that no one even knows what it means. But when you say Abibi Mine, you say this is the land of black people. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why are they here stealing your gold? Why are they here stealing your bauxite? Why are they here stealing your platinum? Why are they here stealing your people? So, those are just some of the things, but, that's what we're working towards. My side hustle is being a university professor, but my real thing is I assist people in coming home, getting their citizenship, learning languages. We teach Chi on Abibitumi, we teach Yoruba on Abibitumi, we teach Wolof on Abibitumi, we teach Kiswahili on Abibitumi. We also have Medunecha, that's the original written language, what they call hieroglyphs. We teach that also on Abibitumi. So it's a very comprehensive experience. And like I said, we've had some of the, very luminary speakers. We just had Prof. Piolo Lumumba come on Abibitumi. We're working on a collaboration with him. He has a major event coming on in August, so we're looking to collaborate with him. As I mentioned, Ambassador Chiombore Kwao, a very, magnificent thing she's doing in Burkina Faso, supporting President Traoré. So, there are a lot of things that I can go on to, but I know my lovely and talented wife, who is my better half, or better 60% even, she has more things to add, so I will release the mic.
So I'm Kala Kamban, and as mentioned, wife of Abadele, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, and children. I've been living here since 2011 in Ghana, moving here from New York in the United States, and I've been working alongside him to build up Abibitumi and build a community, a global Black community of people who want to work together to do things, to help each other to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and create our own. So that's what we are focused on with the websites that we have, Abibitumi TV, Abibitumi, to create liberated spaces, as was mentioned, even in the digital space, as well as physical spaces. And so we also encourage bringing together brilliant minds among us to help us move forward. And that's why we have a Abibitumi conference every year. We've done 2 so far, so this one is coming up in December. And we do encourage everybody, you can join online and physically come to Ghana. We also have the Sankofa journey, where we bring our people from different parts of the world to Ghana to experience the richness, the beauty, the strong spiritual energy of this place, and that actually encourages them, a lot of them, to even want to even stay here. Same for me. I came here, and I believe it was 1999, and I didn't want to leave after 1 week of being here. Of course, I had to. I was a student at the time, but then I left, and I made a promise to myself that I would return and stay, and I ended up eventually doing that. And actually, the first time I came to Ghana, before I even knew him, I met him in Ghana, and yeah, we accidentally, I don't know if we want to call that, met here in Ghana, and then years later met again unexpectedly, and then the rest is, I guess, history. And a lot of people want it too, when they see what we're doing, so we want to help them. And so that's a lot of the work, as he mentioned, is around helping Black people around the world who want to return home to have that. And then also trying to help create the space where it's better for us to be here. So we're working towards those things as well. So,
how has your experience been in Ghana ever since you came back? Has there been any time you feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't have been here?
Oh, never.
Never?
So I was the one that, opened the door that he jumped through. And so certainly you wouldn't want your children to be in a place where you didn't feel was good for them. And so, yes, it's, I've not done a lot of things, but even things like today, coming to visit this farm and seeing our people reclaim their identity, reclaim their heritage, particularly when Obemfo got his citizenship. It was under the current president, when he was president before, John Mahama, and he told him that he was not giving him anything. That, what was he said?
He's restoring your birthright.
He was restoring our birthright. And I've been able to understand that we come from the Akan. And so it's just a natural wanting. But see, I don't even want to limit us in that all of this land, once we remove the borders, which we're on our way to do, we will be able to walk across the entire continent, understanding that all of this belongs to all of us. And that so when we and that's rich. And we see some of the leaders beginning to have a light bulb open up and realize, because of the leadership of someone like President Mahama, and particularly of President Traore and others, understanding they may not know everything to do correctly, but they're moving strong on the faith that they understand that this is a land of black people and that black people ought to be producing everything that we need before even considering, importing things from other people. And it will be a task, but it'll only be as hard as our people are not willing to make the necessary sacrifices. My husband didn't call it sacrifices. Use their sacred wisdom to reclaim this land that is ours. And so, yes, I'm very happy to be here. I don't expect, and I didn't expect, to come in and find everything a particular way. And when I bring people, I don't want them to look for America here. I want them to be open to accept what's here and see the places where you can bring your skills, bring your talents, bring your resources to join together with our brothers and sisters here and build together. So yes, I'm very happy and excited to be part of this revolution I see occurring now here in Ghana and across this land.
Thank you. So you've been around for how long?
My whole life. I've been around since I was born.
In Ghana. No, in Ghana. That's good. Like, really? And you speak like this?
No.
Okay, like, since you came to Ghana, how long ago did you come to Ghana?
I came to Ghana in 2019. My mother, as she said, brings people to Ghana every year on the Sankofa journey. And I came on the Sankofa journey 3 or 4 times. And I think when I came, it was just something my mother did. Like, it was just, okay, I'm going because my mom, it was like, oh, it's a vacation, but it was, sometimes you don't recognize the greatness even in your own family. But when I came in 2019, I think I looked at it through a different lens, and I was like, wow, this experience, like, it was really powerful and transformative. And I was like, wow, I could live here. Like, I could live here. And so later that year, I came back on a business trip and got citizenship. I used the repatriate to Ghana and got citizenship. She's born Ghanaian. Yeah, sure. But yes, but no, in 2019, I got citizenship, and then also COVID happened. So I was like, well, let's stay here. And then when you're a citizen, it's much easier to establish a business. So my niece, I was debating, am I going to stay here? Am I going to go? And my niece, who was like 13 at the time, said, well, why don't we start a business together? So we started a food service together, and we still do that. So I'm here. So it's going well. It's a food service. She gets calls all the time. It's called Inquadria. So catering and events and all that. She's working on getting a location, but she was 13 at the time. She's now graduating high school. So once she graduates high school, she'll have a full restaurant, and she already has the customer base. She already has lots of fans. She's cooked for so many famous Ghanaians already, and people love her food. And there are a couple of brands that actually want to partner with her to do some packaged things on the shelves. So it's pretty exciting. So I definitely advocate for youthpreneurship, youth entrepreneurship, and it's nice to have a business partner who is so driven and going to be able to walk out of high school with a full-fledged profitable business. So it kind of has been able to.
Ghana made this possible? Or
I don't know if Ghana made this possible. I do this for a living, but I think her being in Ghana opens just a lot of opportunities for her. I think compared to, where she would be if she was in New York, she would have a very different life, a very different personality if she had grown up in New York. For her to be able, she lives at where Abibi Tumi is, for her to be able to grow up on all that nature, all that land, for her to be able to eat fruits and vegetables that are not full of GMOs and chemicals and all these different kinds of things.
Tell us everything you want us to hear. So I'll come to Abibitumi. And is there something you want us to know that, tell us in English. Because,
No problem. Speak a little bit of
yeah,
English.
for African Americans, precisely.
I'm only talking to African anti-Americans. Anyone who calls themselves an American, I'm not talking to any American. All right. So,
Turn the camera on.
anything that I have to say, anyone who is watching this, I want you to pull out your phone. You may already be on your phone if you're watching it from your phone, but I want you to look up Abibi Tumi, and you can download the app. No matter what your device is, there's an app for you where you can connect with over 12,000 black people exclusively who are interested in black power and black liberation. As mentioned, in December, that's when we have the Sankofa journey that my mother started back in 1998. And as part of that, we have the Abibitumi conference where all 12,000 members converge here in Ghana in order to, not only discuss black power, but to get a vision of what it actually is and what it, is all about. So this topic is going to be, for this year conference, it's going to be what black power is. And it's really going into defining, deploying, and demonstrating black power on every level. So, how is that done? One, for example, is even in the infrastructure that we've built for the Abibitumi Conference Center. So with that, we are entirely on solar. This means we're not begging anyone for electricity, that we have our own water catchment system. This means that anytime it rains, we get water. We have a solar borehole. This means that anytime the sun is shining, we get water. We have our own farm where we're growing everything from groundnuts to cabbage to lettuce to peppers to onions and everything else. And we have 22 acres. We're going to dedicate at least half of that to moringa, which is why we came here to the moringa meet and greet. So yeah, we're doing all of these things in the spirit of black power, in the spirit of black liberation. Imagine someone gets on a microphone and says, "Oh, I'm interested in black power," and then they're, renting from somewhere. They're begging for their food. They're begging for their water. How can you really be interested in black power and you have absolutely no basis upon which to declare that power? In our case, we are on land that is entirely owned by us, you understand? So, these are some of the things, and it's not just me of, oh wow, he's great, that this can be you too. And that's the reason why we did Repatriate to Ghana. So anyone who's on your phone, I want you to go to repatriatetogghana.com. The short URL is the letter R, the numeral 2gh.com. It'll take you to the exact same place as the full repatriatetogghana.com. And repatriate spelled out.
Like a link you can
Yeah, so I'll share the link and then you'll put it in the description. No problem. I know how you do it. We put it in the description. Click down, subscribe, like, hit that button.
So you tell them to check the description.
Yeah, so check the description. It will be there. We will share with my beautiful sister Lily, and she will tell you all about what it is that we're doing with Repatriate to Ghana. Anyone who is interested in citizenship, this is where you should come, because again, we started citizenship. A lot of people don't know. They just think it dropped out of the sky, but it actually started from my own office at African Studies, Institute of African Studies, University of Ghana. We had these monthly meetings that we were calling Ministry of the Future. Another elder, Hamed Maulana, I don't want to leave him out. One, because next time I see him, we were like, you left me out, so I won't leave him out. But we were some of the conveners of this monthly meeting, and his good friend Honorable Ambassador Ni Kwesi Kwate came to one of those meetings in April of 2016. And one of the things that came out is that as diasporans, we give a lot to Ghana. This is even before a year of return and how many billions were pumped into the economy with that. But, we said that we give a lot to Ghana, but we don't have much to show. Imagine if you have like a 46-acre farm or multi-million-dollar farm, but you're not a citizen, then someone can just say, oh, deport that guy. Then that person can come and occupy the farm. Yeah, I'm saying that if you don't have citizenship at any time, you're on very tenuous grounds in terms of staying here, and someone who may be covetous of your warehouse, of your business, of your farm or anything can just say, hey, that guy's not a citizen, get him out of here. Well, so we'll have to work on getting you your citizenship. So you're the number one person who needs to be on repatriatetogghana.com.
I wanted to say, as he's talking about these, again, being a business consultant, I think some people in our communities, maybe not Nigeria. Nigeria is great about understanding businesses and understanding the point of patronizing businesses that match your ideology. But because of colonization, sometimes, especially in places like Ghana and the United States, you get people who hear about things that support their ideology, and even though they spend money in some other places, when it comes to spending money on things that actually support their ideology, they're like, oh, that's capitalism. Oh, I don't want to do that. Like there's a disconnect. And so what you find often is that there are some people who do not vote with their dollars for the kind of world they want to see. But what I love about the things that they're talking about, the Sankofa journey to Ghana, is a place for people who want to know, what don't I know about my connection to Africa, and so they can come on the Sankofa journey. What he's talking about in terms of Black power, even the term has in certain places in the United States has been corrupted. People don't even know what the term is because they think it's just the opposite of what people say when they say white power, and it's nothing to do with that. So there's so many things that if you're getting all of your information through corrupted sources that don't want you to have certain kinds of information, what he's talking about are pathways to getting real information from people who love you, care about you, want you to be able to duplicate in your own life and in the lives of your family some of these kinds of things to create actual Black power for yourself and your family. And I think that's significant because so many people feel trapped. They might feel trapped in a dead-end job. They might feel like, what else, what can I do to break whatever cycle that I want to be broken? And there's not really a pathway. And so what he's talking about is these are pathways. The Abibi Tumi conference is a pathway. The repatriate to Ghana is a pathway.
My name is Akosia Sinkwa Abeya Ella Ralaiwala Hakombi King Kwanta Kukinyakita Akamban.
Were you born in Ghana or in America?
I was born in Ghana. I was born and raised in Ghana.
Where are you from like this? Now, where are you from?
I forgot where I was actually born.
Hacho.
But I live in Mompong right now. I do homeschool at my house. My teacher comes over to teach me. Yeah.
Do you love Ghana?
Yeah, I do.
Do you speak Tree?
I speak Tree. Me paucho machi. Uhoyana.
You're so cute. All right. Do you want to tell my subscribers? Just tell them to please subscribe.
Subscribe to Auntie Lily's channel.
Subscribe, like.
Okay. Do we have any advice for anyone that is looking forward to come to Ghana? Do you have anything to say?
So my advice is to stop building the land of our enemies and build the land of Black people. This is our own land and it's our responsibility to build it. Some people will come and say, oh, well, the infrastructure isn't nice. Well, whose responsibility is it to build our infrastructure other than Black people? Are we expecting that the Chinese or the Lebanese or Russians or anyone else is going to build it? So, rather than, standing on the beach and the seashore with binoculars asking, is it perfect yet? Is it perfect yet? You need to be part of making it perfect. Anything that you see that needs to be done, that in and of itself is a business opportunity. I would like to see more Black people, so many, whittle their lives away and they're building up the corporations of our enemies. They're building up the land of our enemies through their tax dollars. Anytime they buy a drink of water, they're doing nothing but financing the same ones who are building prisons that are going to lock up your little cousin. Every single time that someone buys a plate of food, and they're actually financing the bullets that are going to shoot your little nephew down in the streets. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go out and march and you're going to get placards and you're going to write on those placards. And the very markers you use are going to come from the exact same enemies you're fighting. The exact same paper you're going to write on. You're going to go to Home Depot and you're going to get the stick in order to put it down. Then you're going to buy some new shoes from the exact same enemies so you can march around and talk about how you're against this and such matters and this, that, and the third. And then you're going to post it onto white media. So all they have to do is say, oh, wow, we need to shoot somebody else because everybody's stock went up. Everybody's stock goes up every single time we shoot some Black people. We need to stop. Even our presence there does nothing but build up the land of our enemies. By the same token, our presence here can build up the land of Black people. And all of the things that we see as a problem, those are really opportunities for you to solve that problem. So for me, it's about proof of concept. So as I mentioned, Abibitumi headquarters, we've solved the water problem there. That's a proof of concept that the water problem can be solved on the village level, the town level, the city level, the country level, the entire continent level. And how can we show this? Because we've already done it on one scale. If the electricity problem has been solved, look at how much sunlight we get. And meanwhile, there's doomsaw. What sense does that make? It's like an open air insane asylum. However, there are some pockets of sanity, and in those pockets, those become the beacons that actually show people this is what we can do when we're very serious. So people need to stop grandstanding and getting on stages and saying, oh, I'm about black liberation and black power and this, that, and the third. If you are about building the land of black people, where is your building? Come and build your building so we can go there and we can see that you're serious about building the land of black people the same way at gunpoint we were forced to build the land of our enemies. There's a proverb that says a cow grazes where it is tied. Are we cows? Can we move now? Let's move. Let's move the herd. I know everybody's into the herd mentality, the algorithm and blues. So let's come to a different place, and then we will see that we're opening up new possibilities for our children and our children's children. My daughter here doesn't have to worry about a knee on her neck from some racist, rabid, white, cracker police officer. My son doesn't have to worry about getting shot like Tamir Rice. These are new choices and new opportunities, and now they can actually be in a place where they can breathe fresh air, where they can actually pull a mango. Just yesterday, I pulled a mango right off a tree, and that was my breakfast. You understand? Meanwhile, I have somebody who's in the United States. He said, oh, I just shoveled some snow. I said, that's not your natural habitat, my brother. So if you want to get in your own natural habitat where you're not, getting frostbite and, your toes have to be cut off and whatever things you're dealing with there, you should come here to the land of black people. And we're here to facilitate that. This isn't empty words of me saying you should do something that I'm not doing myself. I've actually, carved the way, and that is through, as my sister said, these are pathways that we're opening through Repatriate to Ghana, through Sankofa Journey, through Abibi Tumi. We have to be about black power in all phases of life. That means on the digital phase, that means on the physical phase, emotional, spiritual, health, psychological, educational, and so forth and so on. And that's what we're doing through Abibi Tumi, Sankofa Journey, Repatriate to Ghana, New Business Solutions, Slow Down and Fast. That's her fasting. She can come back and talk about that. So these are the things that we are doing as a family. And that's the thing that I think really separates the work that we do from others. You have people who are like, oh, I'm the most popular speaker in the world. Like, where's your wife? She may be Becky Sue somewhere, some white girl. No one ever knows these people. They're just off in the sky and they're just floating around. But it's like, where's your mother? Where's your sister? Where's your, wife? Where's your child? And I think for us, because we're able to operate as a family, we can give referrals. We can, say, oh, if you need psychological assistance, my mother can assist. If you need business consulting, my sister can assist. If you need to do a 21-day water fast, my wife can assist. If you need vegan catering because after your 21-day water fast, you're hungry, well, my daughter can assist. So, operating as a family, I think it becomes a model that others can follow. And again, it's not, oh, let me get on the stage and, just, spew hot air about nothing. That we actually have the concrete results to show what it is when you're actually about black power as a way of life, as opposed to a way of speaking. So you're invited?
They should also come. Yes, any of your black viewers who resonate. Was it December 12th through 14th? And it is part of a larger series of activity called the Sankofa Journey. So those of you in the U.S. or outside of Ghana who want to join the Sankofa Journey and the conference, you can join us. Go to either one of these websites. You can look in the description to get all this information, look at the links, and join us. We welcome everybody to participate, especially we're looking forward to seeing our sister Lily. Yes.
And we have fountains in front of the house. They have lilies in there. So Lily can pluck a lily from the fountain. Yeah, we'd love to have you. And only the sankofajourney.com. A lot of people are trying to hijack the name. We started back in 1998 before these people even knew that they were black people. This is the real original Sankofa Journey. So if you see anyone else talking about Sankofa Journey, it's the fake one, it's the fraud one. Don't go for that one. If you don't see our face on it, it's the fake one. So come to the real original 1998 Sankofa Journey. That was my first time ever coming to Ghana. And look, now I'm a university professor teaching African studies. Look, now I'm a traditional ruler installed in Equiapim Mampong. Look at me with my beautiful wife. I'm not saying that your wives aren't beautiful, but my wife is certainly more beautiful than any of your. However, this isn't a competition.
Look at your sister.
But if it was a competition, then we would have won because my sister would have blown you out the water. My mother would just knock you out, and you have nothing to say. if it was a competition, but fortunately for you, it's not a competition. But we want to thank you, and again, we thank you, my sister Lily. Bí nǹkan bí lẹ́ẹ̀márùn-ún mo ti lè gbé níbẹ̀ fún ìgbà díẹ̀ torí pé ní Unilag wọ́n fún mi ní ipò díẹ̀ torí pé wọ́n fẹ́ kí n ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀kọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe nípa ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ àti àwa adúláwọ̀.
Lẹ́yìn wọ́n fún yín ní owó láti kọ́ Yorùbá ní Nàìjíríà.
Nǹkan tí mo sọ náà ni Unilag náà ni. Torí náà mo dé Ìbàdàn, Èkìtì, Oǹdó, Èkó, Abẹ́òkúta. Wọ́n gbà mí tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀. Torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé mo jẹ́ èèyàn dúdú, mo máa ń jẹ mọ́ínmọ́ín jù wọ́n lọ, mo máa ń jẹ iyán jù wọ́n lọ, àmàlà jù wọ́n lọ. Torí náà wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọkùnrin mẹ́ta ni gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń pè mí ni. Wọ́n sọ pé ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. Wọ́n tilẹ̀ sọ pé ìyá mi kan ló ń pè mí ní Àjàní. Torí náà tí n bá sọ pé Nàìjíríà mo débẹ̀ rí, mo lè lọ síbẹ̀ níbọ̀kígbà mo sì lè bá àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ ní Yorùbá. Nǹkan tá à ń ṣe náà ni mo tilẹ̀ jẹ́ olùkọ́ Yorùbá. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mi náà ni akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mi Yorùbá ni.
That time I asked you, you said it's your husband that speaks. So you just spoke it very well. That's so good.
I'm still learning it.
Irọ́ ló ń pa.
More Yoruba, yeah.
There are people who know something, but they kind of like want to stay back and be like, I don't know much. Maybe they want, so they can learn from.
Má bẹ̀rù, má bẹ̀rù, ó gbọ́ Yorùbá.
I try go.
So again, it was ó dàbọ̀.
Ó dàbọ̀, ó dìbò kan náà, a tún máa ríra lágbára Olódùmarè àtẹ̀rẹ̀ káyé. Yẹ̀bẹ̀ ṣe abim sànsẹ̀ ẹ̀hádìẹ ẹ̀yẹ bẹ̀bí a ẹ̀yẹ yá yẹ man. Ẹ̀ntì sẹ̀ yẹ̀bá bíbí máa hànú ọwọ́ sẹ̀ òhun sẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ nuanom sànsẹ̀ yín náà yẹ tuntumfọ́ yín náà yẹ bíbífọ́. Ẹ̀ntì bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká abíbí máa yẹ ayà sàsí ni ẹ̀yà bọ̀dẹ̀ndẹ̀ máa yẹn. Mo jìnnà àná náà fi egu ní adé tó hàn máa yẹn.
Yabesha. Oh, that's all I know. Looking forward to seeing you in Ghana. This is an incredible experience. And even for people who've come to Ghana before, I think what even others have said is they came to Ghana. Some people came and they stayed in hotels that were, you know, the same hotels you stay in the US. They had the same experiences. I've heard people say they came to Ghana and they didn't even meet any Ghanaians, because you can go to places where the Ghanaians are only cleaning the bathrooms and the hotel rooms. They stay in hotels.
But we want to say that there are people who have gone on the Sankofa journey multiple times and they can't even say they had the same experience each time, because it's unique and special every single time. You connect with the people, you connect with the land, and you have very enriching experiences. So I would encourage those who want to come on this journey to please come. It's unlike any other experience you will ever have, even if you've been to Ghana before. So
Bye-bye.
So they've said it all, especially him. But we want to say Abibi Fahodie, Yabesha, and truly Yabesha, because we will meet again, and we will meet again on the correct side of the ocean. So until then, Medas you.
Yabesha.
Bye, good. So good. All right. Thank you, guys.